also, Dr. Murthy spent about 20 years working in different capacities. Right from the beginning, every Vice Chancellor knew how hard-working, how sincere, how efficient and quick to understand, and above all, how devoted Dr. Murthy was.
He was fortunate in getting his first assignment in his own alma mater, the BHU, as an assistant professor of botany.
He was an excellent human being.
पहले बातें सुनते थे, फिर हमें फटकार लगाते थे और फिर उसका हमें सॉल्यूशन देते।
Once he met you, after 10 years you meet him, he will again recognize you.
और मानवीय मूल्य उनके कदाचित सभी स्टूडेंट ने उनसे ग्रहण किए।
Professor Vice Murthy was a very devoted botanist.
हमेशा हमारे साथ ऐसे जैसे हमारे पिता की तरह हमसे उन्होंने व्यवहार रखा।
He never neglected his classes and could teach several branches of botany with confidence. He was especially good in algae, bryophytes and angiosperms. He was the main figure in compiling and editing the book that contained articles from such celebrated authors as C.W. Wardlaw, H.P. Banks, C.R. Metcalfe, S.C. Tucker, M.F. Mosley, W.R. Phillipson, B.M. Chaudhary, A.N. Rao, S.C. Maheshwari, Mohan Ram, etc.
डॉक्टर मूर्ति बहुत असाधारण किस्म के आदमी थे और स्कूल ऑफ प्लांट मॉर्फोलॉजी जो वहाँ है मेरठ कॉलेज में, उसके बनाने में उनका बड़ा योगदान था।
एक तो he was extremely hardworking. He was also a very strict warden.
As a man, he was a perfect gentleman.
Very simple type of person. Very nice to talk to.
इतने ज़्यादा gentle, इतने sincere, बिल्कुल down to the earth.
Quite often, his lectures would extend beyond 2 hours and no student would like to miss them.
Dr. Murthy, he was very nice person.
और मेरठ कॉलेज को एक तरह से डॉक्टर मूर्ति ने ही बनाया है।
आदर्श पुरुष इसलिए थे, उनके बारे में पता है कि 1960 में जब हमारे देश में अन्न की कमी थी और हमारे भूतपूर्व प्रधानमंत्री स्वर्गीय लाल बहादुर शास्त्री ने कहा था कि एक समय अन्न छोड़ देना चाहिए कि जिससे सभी को अन्न मिले, तो उनके बारे में पता लगा उन्होंने अपनी मृत्यु तक कभी जीवन में दोपहर का भोजन ही नहीं किया।
बुक्स अवेलेबल नहीं होती थी बहुत ज़्यादा, इसलिए वो क्लास नोट्स इतने परफेक्ट देते थे कि हमें फिर ज़्यादा बुक्स देखने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती थी।
जैसे उनके साथ नौचंदी मेले जाना और पक्का सत्कार के यहाँ बैठ के डोसा खाना नौचंदी मेले में और सोहन हलवा उड़ाना।
Professor Murthy was a charming person who won everyone he came in contact with.
पिताजी ने हमारे ये कहा कि देखो संगीत वंगीत कुछ नहीं, साइंस ले लो और संगीत मैं ललित कला एकेडमी से करा दूंगा।
बचपन से मैंने पिताजी को एक ऐसे शख्स के रूप में देखा था जो बाहर के लोगों पर कभी बहुत गुस्सा करते थे, पर वो हर काम बहुत सलीके से कराना पसंद करते थे।
सिटी बंद था, 2-3 हफ्ते तक कम से कम बंद था। 87 की बात है। उस समय पे सडनली पिताजी टुक द हेल्म इन अ वे कि घर में कोई भी प्लांट था, अपना बॉटनी का सारा कलर लेके आए। उस प्लांट की हर चीज़ से हमने सब्जी बनाई। आज सब्जी रूट की बन रही है, आज सब्जी पत्ते की बन रही है, आज सब्जी तने की बन रही है।
मैं बचपन में बीमार बहुत पड़ा, तो मैं उनके साथ हमेशा उन्हीं के बिस्तर पे सोना, उन्हीं के साथ सोना अपना बहुत टाइम तक, जब तक बड़ा होता मेरा उन्हीं के साथ था।
प्रोफेसर मूर्ति सही माने में अभी भी हैं, अमर हैं, हमेशा हैं।
Namaskar. Greetings to you all on the 47th All India Botanical Conference of the Indian Botanical Society, organized in commemoration of the birth centenary of a great botanist and founder of IBS, Dr. Professor Yadamalli Shrirama Murthy. He was also the founder of the botany department at Meerut University. I believe you all know about it. At the outset, I regret my inability to be present physically with you on this historic day when we all are remembering a great academician, a great leader, and an exemplary human being. I mean, Dr. Murthy. I, like a few others, was very fortunate to be among the first batch 1973-75 of MSc Botany at Meerut University. It was Institute of Advanced Studies at Meerut University. We were pampered students of a strict and disciplinary leader. We all respected him like anything. He was truly a father figure of each one of us. I vividly remember how he used to come to the department riding on a moped, and without wasting a minute, he would energize everyone in the building with his infecting aura. For our field trip to Dwarka and Okha in Gujarat for collection of marine algae and taxonomic studies, he taught us our prescribed course in taxonomy in moving train compartments. He had brought with him delicious home-cooked meals for the whole class. We were 10 in number and 1 or 2 attendants. We were fortunate to have such a group. Each one of his students has been successful professionally and socially. With such gurus, one gets to learn without being taught. I wish I could be there with you. It is a great loss for me to get deprived of meeting you all and missing the nostalgic feelings that I would have had at the university. However, my best wishes to the organizers of the conference and the International Symposium for a grand success. Thanks to Dr. Vimla, Dr. Shishu, and Dr. Lavanya for sparing a few minutes for me to say a few words before you. Thanks to you all. Wish you all very happy and healthy life ahead. Jai Hind.
मैं डॉक्टर दुरेश चंद, सेवानिवृत्त प्राचार्य, राजकीय महाविद्यालय अनोगी कन्नौज। प्रोफेसर मूर्ति एक महान शिक्षक थे, उनको मेरा नमन। उनके साथ मेरी पहला मिलन और पहली भेंट जो हुई थी उसी का ही बड़ा ही रोचक संस्मरण है। दरअसल मैं एमएससी में प्रवेश लेने हेतु 1979 में विश्वविद्यालय परिसर में आया था। तिथि प्रवेश की निकल चुकी थी क्योंकि मैं उस समय एक प्रतियोगी परीक्षा के सिलसिले में दिल्ली गया हुआ था और जब मैं वहाँ से लौटा तो मुझे मेरे घर पर एक रजिस्टर्ड पत्र मिला जिसमें एमएससी में प्रवेश के लिए जो है बुलावा था। मुझे लगा कि शायद मेरा विश्वविद्यालय परिसर में प्रवेश नहीं होगा। मैं शाम को अपने महाविद्यालय आईपी कॉलेज जहाँ से मैंने बीएससी की थी उनके प्राचार्य डॉक्टर एस भटनागर से मिला और उनसे अनुरोध किया कि सर मेरा एमएससी में प्रवेश हेतु यूनिवर्सिटी कैंपस से बुलावा आया है लेकिन डेट निकल चुकी है, आप मुझे एक चिट्ठी दे दीजिए प्रोफेसर मूर्ति के लिए। उन्होंने कहा कि प्रोफेसर मूर्ति को मैं जानता हूँ, वो एक सख्त शिक्षक हैं और शायद आपका प्रवेश नहीं लेंगे। मैंने कहा सर आप एक चिट्ठी बना दीजिए, मैं उनसे अनुरोध कर लूँगा। उन्होंने एक चिट्ठी मुझे दे दी। मैं उस चिट्ठी को लेकर दूसरे दिन विश्वविद्यालय परिसर गया और प्रोफेसर मूर्ति जी से उनके दफ्तर में मिला। प्रोफेसर मूर्ति ने साफ तौर पर कहा कि भाई तिथि निकल चुकी है और अब आपका प्रवेश नहीं हो पाएगा। मैंने डॉक्टर एस भटनागर जी की चिट्ठी उनको दी। उन्होंने चिट्ठी पढ़ी और पढ़ने के बाद में मेरे से बोले कि भाई तुम एस भटनागर को कैसे जानते हो। मैंने कहा सर मेरे प्राचार्य रहे हैं, मैंने आईपी कॉलेज से बीएससी किया है। तो उन्होंने मुस्कुरा कर कहा कि एस भटनागर की तुम चिट्ठी लाए हो इसलिए मैं तुम्हारा प्रवेश अलाउ करता हूँ और मेरे से कहा कि भाई तुम जाइए और फीस जमा करके तुरंत कक्षा में बैठिए। मैंने उनको प्रणाम किया, उनको धन्यवाद कहा, उनके पैर छुए और प्रशासनिक भवन में जाकर फीस जमा की तथा क्लास में चला गया। क्लास अक्टूबर में प्रारंभ हुई थी क्योंकि उस पर सेशन लेट था, तो अगले दिन विजयदशमी की अवकाश हो गया था। तो मैं वहाँ से शाम को 8 बजे विदा हुआ। तो मैंने देखा कि प्रोफेसर मूर्ति एक बहुत ही अच्छे दिल के सरल व्यक्तित्व वाले इंसान थे। ऊपर से कठोर अवश्य थे लेकिन अपने विद्यार्थियों का हमेशा हित के बारे में सोचते थे। बाद में मुझे मालूम पड़ा कि डॉक्टर एस भटनागर भी उनके विद्यार्थी रहे थे। तो इस प्रकार मैं अपने गुरु को, अपने उस महान शिक्षक को नमन करता हूँ, उनकी यादों को हमेशा संजोए रखता हूँ। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Good morning everybody present in this Atal Sabhagar. First of all, I thank Professor Vimla for giving this opportunity to me to share some of the experiences I had with Professor Y.S. Murthy. My memories date back to 1969 when I was selected to join as lecturer in the newly created mathematics department of the then Meerut University. When I approached Professor G.N. Kapoor, a great mathematician and my program advisor in IIT Kanpur, he advised me to join because to fulfill his dream of developing a world-class research institute, Dr. R.K. Singh, the then Vice Chancellor of Meerut University, is enriching the newly created departments by bringing scientists from premier institutions in India and abroad, such as Professor Puri, Professor Y.S. Murthy, Professor R.B. Singh, Professor S.P. Khare, and Professor P.K. Gupta. Naturally, I was very eager to meet such academicians. Professor Murthy came to the Institute of Advanced Studies with a wide range of administrative experience, with the result that whether it was some administrative work or anything related to education in general and botany in particular, Professor Murthy was there. It is indeed not possible for me to speak about the numerous achievements of Professor Murthy. However, on the other side of his personality, I found Professor Murthy as an efficient and hard-working colleague. Great researcher and teacher, Professor Murthy was always willing to help his students, though he had the image of a hard taskmaster. Loyal and dedicated to work, Professor Murthy had a simple and disciplined life, and this he expected from his students as well. In the end, on this occasion, I and my wife Kusuma Agarwal pay our sincere and heartfelt gratitude to our great friend and well-wisher, Professor Murthy. Thank you.
Namaskar. My respected friends, I am here to share my feelings for my guide, my mentor, my teacher, Dr. Y.S. Murthy, who was my godfather also, and Murthy Nanu for my kids. Myself, Rajni Bala, joined MSc Botany in 1965 in Meerut College, Meerut, where at that time Dr. Murthy was HOD of the department, and it was my privilege to be his PhD student, and I submitted my thesis under his noble guidance. It is a true saying that a good education can change life of a student, but a guide, a mentor, a selflessly working teacher having vast knowledge of the subject can change everything in the life of his students. His many students at present are at high posts and serving the society, and many students have retired and living good life. Myself and my spouse, Dr. Vishnu Kumar Gera, and many students in hearts of hearts worshipped Dr. Murthy. He was such a noble person and such a special person that any appreciation of words are less for him. May I share some of my feelings? When I joined Raghunath Girls College in 1967, I had the opportunity of visiting the house of my teacher, and I was so proud to feel that he is such a good father, he is such a good family man. The whole family is magically good, having simple life, all members caring, loving, and making you feel at home. That house became another home for me. The blessings of Dr. Murthy, I feel, are with me, and belongingness to this family is still with me. I wish the whole thing should remain as such with me. Thank you very much.
Honorable Chairman, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen,
A very warm welcome and greetings of the day. I feel a great pleasure and honor to be a part of centenary celebration of my teacher and a great botanist, Professor Y.S. Murthy. I am R.D. God, Professor Emeritus and Emeritus Fellow UGC from HNB Gadwal University, Srinagar, Gadwal. It reminds me the olden days when I was a student of Meerut College, Maharashtra. That fortunately I met Professor Y.S. Murthy, who was well known for his multidisciplinary nature and a characteristic disciplinary person of that time. At that time, besides teaching, Professor Murthy was holding the responsibilities of Chief Proctor and a warden and also a NCC officer. That brought several of the students to his close circuit. His devotion, dedication and commitment to the student welfare was very well known, and the University of Meerut, at that time only known as Meerut University Campus, invited him to join as a faculty member. Even then, we students were enjoying the pleasure of his guidance and patronage till his last breath. He was exceptionally caring for his students and very punctual in his duties and responsible to all his concerns. We students are fortunate enough to be a part of his understanding, knowledge and wisdom, that we are ever grateful to him. Professor Murthy was very much interested with the field botany, that is the explorations of plant resources from the local habitats or the distinct places. Particularly, he was very fond of the marine environment, and he was very well versed with the identification, collection and preservation and other ethos of field botany, which is very little known by other botanists. Professor Murthy was very influential teacher with firm determination and positive words, that many of the students attained prestigious position in various fields of the botanical work. Professor Murthy was very much associated with many of the societies, institutes and organizations of botanical interest. However, his contribution towards the development of botanical society is unparalleled and immemorable. Professor Murthy received high respect, recognition and appreciation from fellow botanists and all of his students. His distinguished role of a teacher or a botanist is a lesson to the modern generation to follow him. We always feel grateful to teachers like Professor Y.S. Murthy, and on this occasion I offer my respectful tribute to late Professor Y.S. Murthy, who has been a loving teacher and a respected botanist.
The fame of Professor Y.S. Murthy has reached us even when we were students. But I came in contact of Professor Y.S. Murthy during my MPhil at Meerut University. Professor Murthy has made several innovations in education and research, and many times we do not realize that they were pioneers in establishing the semester system as well as the MPhil at Meerut University. Also, he revived the Indian Botanical Society, which now regularly works for the benefit of the botanists in India and abroad. Professor Murthy taught me in the class, and he taught me ultrastructure with the help of chalk and board and a microscope on his table. And we were so impressed with the details that he used to give us about the ultrastructural aspect of the plant development. He has done wonderful research, and these research areas include his contribution to the morphology and also the anatomy of piperales and ericales, which have brought many new thoughts in the process of development of the plants. Professor Murthy was also responsible for establishing a School of Morphology and Department of Botany at Meerut College and Meerut University respectively. For his immense contributions, he was elected as a fellow to the Indian National Science Academy and also the Academy of Sciences. I am very happy to know that Indian Botanical Society is celebrating the birth centenary of Professor Murthy, and I know that he is a life which we can emulate, and despite that it is difficult to emulate him, we wish that we can come up to his expectation and contribute to the development of the plant science as such. Thank you very much.
Good morning everyone. Myself Dr. Ashwani Goyal, and for me it is matter of great pleasure and pride that 47th conference of IBS is going to be held in the Department of Microbiology, CCS University Meerut from 16th to 18th October 2024. Simultaneously, it is 100th birth year of my guru, Professor Y.S. Murthy, a learned professor of botany who contributed a lot not only to botany subject but also in the journey of Department of Botany, Meerut College, Meerut, and Institute of Advanced Study, CCS University, Meerut. Being MPhil and PhD student of Professor Y.S. Murthy, I found that he was a very diligent and intelligent, a master of his field, soft-spoken, honest, and a person with positive attitude. I completed my MPhil degree in the year 1977 and PhD 1981 after joining as lecturer in botany, Government PG College, Kordwar, Garhwal on May 1st, 1978. By the God grace and best wishes of my guru, Professor Y.S. Murthy, I served Department of Higher Education, UP Government, nearly 39 years in the capacity of lecturer in botany to Regional Higher Education Officer, Bareilly and Agra Zone, and PG Principal in various colleges, Joint Secretary, Higher Education, Department of Higher Education, UP Government, and I retired in the month of March 2017. I wish all the grand success of 47th Conference of Indian Botanical Society. Jai Hind.